Keep the water smooth.
There you go. Morning, folks. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. My guest here today is head coach Andy Fehrenbacher of the Salem Wildcats, and we're going to talk about all kinds of Salem stuff today. It'll be a fun day. Talking hoops. Hoops is busting open here in about 2 weeks, and Andy and I will talk about that. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Over here in Flora on Channel 100 or on Channel 25, depending on whether you have fiber. Over in Salem, we're on Channel 3. Do appreciate all you folks tuning in over here and over there. Thank you so much. This is Monday, November the 5th. Not a whole lot going on around the community today, but what there is, we'll talk a little bit about it. Point out a few things to you anyway, if you're looking for something to do today before you vote. I think they've probably closed down pre-voting. You probably can't go to the courthouse and do it today. They probably shut that down Saturday. But make sure you do get out and vote tomorrow. It is your civic duty. Go ahead and do that. You've already, I'm guessing you've already voted.
Not yet.
Are you planning on voting tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
oh,
right. Yeah, he's already told me he doesn't watch any television or anything. He doesn't know anything about anything. But they need your vote too.
Hey, every vote counts.
That's
right?
exactly right. Every vote counts. As go out and vote tomorrow. What's going on today? This is the next to last day here in Flora of the library hosting the Flora Library hosting the Usborne Book Fair. It started last Thursday going into the 6th. And that'll be at the Flora Public Library. They are hosting the Usborne Book Fair, and there'll be a lot of new books there, a lot of new titles available. Usborne consultant Ginger Robbins will be there, and she can help you make selections and also answer any questions that you have. 50% of the sales for each book will result in free books for the library. So they're going to take 50% of the money for each book and buy books for the library. You can't go wrong. For more information, if you want to know more about that book fair at the library in Flora, check out www.bookslady.com. That's www.bookslady.com. What else is going on today here in Flora? At the Flora American Legion Post, they're going to have the big auxiliary meeting. That'll be at 6:30 tonight. All auxiliary members are encouraged to attend. Not urged, but they're encouraged to attend. And also today, in Fairfield, the clothesline is reopening today, and they have all their Christmas stuff out. Is it too early to start talking about Christmas?
Oh, yeah, way too early.
Way too early.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Way too early.
I mean, I start thinking about it about 2 or 3 days before.
I'm with you. That's the smartest thing in the world.
Hey, we got Thanksgiving coming up.
Exactly
Come on
right.
now.
Why mess with Christmas?
Right.
But if you want to mess with Christmas, they'll be able to help you down at the clothesline in Fairfield. They've got Christmas dresses. They have ugly sweaters and many, many more Christmas items. Usually, I can get ugly sweaters without. I just wear ugly sweaters.
Yeah.
Do you ever get into the ugly sweater craze for Christmas?
Not really. I just don't like wearing sweaters, period. It's
Probably not a bad thing.
Right.
I think that's a smart thing. They'll open up in Fairfield today, I believe at 9 a.m. So you might check out the clothesline in Fairfield if you want your Christmas stuff. What's on Wabash tonight? All I've got is sports. And there's only one thing. NFL tonight. It is the Tennessee Titans at the Dallas Cowboys. That game will be on at 7:15 ESPN channel 601 on your Wabash cable. Again, this should be a lot of fun. We do appreciate you tuning in today. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My guest today, it is Mr. Andy Fehrenbacher. He is the coach at Salem, and we're going to talk all kinds of things about Salem basketball and all kinds of other business when we return. You are watching Big Talk on Wabash Catch TV. Back in a sec.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City Allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
Ozzie Smith's been in there.
How about that? That's really cool. Welcome back, folks. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV here in Flora on Channel 100 or Channel 25 over there in Salem on Channel 3. We do appreciate you tuning in. My guest today, it is Mr. Andy Fehrenbacher. How you doing, Andy? Thanks very much for coming in. I appreciate that. Andy is the head coach of the Salem Wildcats over there in Salem, and they are the team is improving every year under you, aren't they, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get to the team a lot here in just a little bit. Tell everybody, this is in Flora and Louisville, and everybody probably knows the Andy Fehrenbacher story, but tell them all about yourself.
Well,
give me the Andy Fehrenbacher buyout.
Oh, boy, I don't know. It might put people to sleep.
But, I'll spice it up.
All right. I actually was born in Benton, but my parents moved back to Flora, and when I was about 3-4 years old, but basically grew up here in Florida. Went all the way through school, grade school, junior high school, graduated in 92 here.
So you're on those really good early 90s teams that won the regional like over and over and over.
Right, and I was fortunate enough to be on some pretty good teams. I was a sophomore guy on the bench for the 90 team.
That was a great team.
Yeah, with Lieb and Locum and those guys.
So do you want to hear a story about that team?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I think I've told it before on television, but I'll tell it again because it is a good story. Of course, Fairfield and Flora.
Big rivals at the time.
Huge rivals. Still occasionally, but not as big as they were because they were in a conference at that time.
Right.
A couple of my friends, at that time, I'm a few years older than you. I was 24 or so at the time, 23. 23. And a couple of my friends my age, we made a bet. They made the bet. I didn't. I wasn't involved. They said we're going to beat. This is our turn. Fairfield is going to beat Flora this time because it was at a neutral site.
Yeah, it was at Albion, Edwards County.
At Edwards County. Yep. That's exactly right. And they said, well, by gum, if Flora beats Fairfield, we're walking home. I don't know if you remember how cold it was that night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chilly.
It was tremendously chilly. Right. And these fellas, by golly, they walked home. They walked down the railroad tracks.
Oh, wow.
From Albion to Fairfield. Now, I guess it's a good thing they weren't planning on walking to Flora.
Right, yeah.
Did you get to play much as a sophomore on that team?
No. But I had a great seat, you know.
Yeah.
I was able to watch all the action. I was basically, JV player and scout, kind of like scout team type of thing in practice. And, it's always fun running through the lane when Curtis Lieb sets a screen on you.
I had Phil on earlier today. Actually, Phil's show will air tomorrow.
Okay.
And I had Phil Lieb on earlier today. He was talking about he thought, and I'll ask you, I may as well ask you now since I brought it up, he thought Curtis Lieb was maybe the best post player that he played with in high school. Oh,
I would totally agree. Curtis, he was a beast. I mean, he
had sharp elbows.
Yeah, he did. Every now and then. But the one thing I always remember about Curtis is nicest guy you ever wanted to meet, do anything for you. But as soon as you step across the lines onto the playing floor, it was on.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. And he was very serious, and it was all business. And, I mean, flat get after it. And he wanted to win and did whatever it would take. And he really would encourage teammates and everything. But, he was aggressive and hustled. And as big as he was, knock you around and whatever. But then as soon as practice is over, you need a ride home, whatever. Yeah. I mean,
but he didn't even tell you sorry about shoving in.
No, because it was competitive as could be on the floor. So,
since the Lieb's name has come up, when you look at, I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking about this yesterday. When you look at Flora from those years, you've got some outstanding coaches from that. You've got yourself, and I mean, you've got over 200 wins. Yeah. You've got Phil Lieb, who's got 20 years, and how many wins would he have? Like at least 300.
Oh yeah, he's in the 300s.
And you've got Greg over in the Belleville Althoff. Mm-hmm. Is that all you think? Is that all coming from the Tom Welch coaching tree, you think? Or did Tom Welch instill stuff that you guys are able to carry on?
Oh, I think so. I mean, whenever I hear various coaches speak at clinics and so forth, how they got their start, how they got into it. Yeah, certainly it goes back to coaches that you had, whether it was grade school, junior high, or even into the high school, and then on to college. I didn't play college, but you take things from all the coaches that you had, and the way I look at it, you're just kind of a sponge, and you take things that fit your philosophy because that's something that you establish over a long period of time. So there's certainly things I took from Coach Welch and remember playing for him back in those days. That
are you able to use any of that stuff nowadays?
A little bit here and there.
Where did you go to school?
After high school, went to OCC for a couple years, and then ended up at Eastern. And
but you didn't play any college basketball or any other sport.
No, I ran track in high school as well. But when high school was over, I was okay with being done. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I was fine.
So you went to Eastern to become a teacher.
I did. Yes.
Did you intend to get into coaching while you were in college, or was that something that just came from where you got your gig?
No, absolutely. I wanted to coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I certainly did. When I first started college, I wasn't real sure, like so many people are. But as a couple years went by, then I knew that was the route I wanted to take, and this area, Eastern's the best place to go. I mean, that's an education school.
Yeah.
So went there, loved it. I mean, had a great experience.
How do I'm presuming they have. You always think a lot of your coaches probably, when they come out of college or something like that, they've either played ball or spent a lot of time with the college coaches. But I guess they have coursework up there at Eastern regarding coaching.
Yeah, there is.
Did you take any of that? Who teaches that? I mean, I just can't imagine. I'm trying to remember who say Charlie Spooner when he was at Eastern for a period of time, right?
Well, his son.
Oh, Jay. I'm sorry,
and he's there right now.
Yeah, Jay's still there. Can you imagine Jay Spooner teaching your class? On coaching?
Actually, at the time I was there, Rick Samuels was the head coach, and he did have a coaching class. Mike Church was an assistant coach. He also had a coaching class. I did not take either one of those. But well,
what'd you do then?
Well, I
hate to be asking the tough questions,
right?
This early in the show, especially, you can always get up and walk out.
Sure,
but don't agree that quickly. But no, if you wanted to get into coaching, what were you doing to train yourself that direction?
Well, I was so busy just trying to get all the coursework in.
Yeah.
You have really, to be very honest with you, when I wanted to be at the middle school.
Oh, I see.
The junior high, middle school level is where I wanted to be. I really, at the time, didn't have intentions of being at the high school, being a varsity coach.
Yeah.
I wanted to be at those middle levels, which isn't something that's usually very popular. Most people going into education, it's either the elementary, the little kids, or the high school.
Right.
But I went that middle school route, and I got certification in not only PE but also history and geography. So I was working hard getting those classes in, knowing that I wanted to coach.
But at that level,
at that time, it was more or less just, as I said, getting my coursework.
Right, but also at that level, at the elementary and at the middle school level, you don't need all the collegiate classes for coaching.
No.
I guess still the same thing now.
Right. No. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. And I did my student teaching at Robinson.
Okay.
And a guy named Dick Mustin, who was a varsity coach at Robinson for a while at that time, and when I student taught there, which would have been the fall of '97, he was the junior high coach. And see, he coached he was a varsity basketball coach at Robinson in '89 and '90, my freshman sophomore year, and we played Robinson in the sectional both of those years. And he was
well, you would have remembered him. Did he remember?
Yeah, he really? Even though I was on the bench as an underclassman, he remembered me. So,
no kidding.
Yeah.
See, now that must have made you feel pretty good.
Oh, absolutely, made me feel great.
Yeah.
But I asked him about helping out, and he said, "Oh, absolutely, he'd love to have me." So as I was student teaching, I also helped out with basketball. And when my student teaching was over, I still stayed on the month of December helping him out.
That answers my next question. My next question was going to be, okay, you get into student teaching after not having done any coaching until you got to the student teaching level.
Right.
You get into that, and the question is, do you realize after about a month or two of it, oh, I do not like this? Or because people who occasionally do that.
Sure.
And they but this must have been one of your best days of your life when you realized, oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a pretty good group of kids because there was a kid by the name of Nick Brooks who was a really good.
Nick Brooks was tough.
Was an excellent player for Robinson.
Yeah.
He was a seventh grader at that time.
Nice.
So him and Tyson Schnicker and Nick's older brother Chris and those boys. So I helped Dick coach those guys when they were in junior high. So that was fun. And the other thing is normally, it's more common, I should say, people do their student teaching in the spring,
right, and
then you graduate and all. Yeah. But I was on a little bit longer than the 4-year plan.
Well, that's cool.
So, it happens. But but I did it in the fall, and I kind of intended on continue on with helping Dick out and finish out that season. but it just so happened Teutopolis called.
Did you graduate in December?
I graduated in December, and the next week after I had graduated, I had my name on a job posting site there at Eastern, and they had a teacher leave mid-year.
Really?
Yeah, and they needed a history teacher and a guy to coach track. And
how often does that happen?
Not a whole lot. I was pretty fortunate there.
I was going to say, I'm sitting here trying to think of, who was fortunate was T-Town.
Well,
being able to find somebody who at that point who fit the exact certifications that they needed.
Yeah. It fell right into place. So I went from student teaching and graduating to within a couple weeks thrown to the wolves. I mean, right
That's
into the
fantastic.
classroom. And I'm a young guy.
At least they did.
And still living in Charleston.
At least you're living in Charleston, not that far from Teutopolis.
Right.
But I can imagine getting thrown into that hopper. It's a good thing they weren't asking you to help coach basketball originally.
Well, I would have if need be. It just so happened that year, Teutopolis, that was the 97-98 school year. Yeah, they got to they beat South Central with Matt Lauer in the Super that year, and they got to the quarterfinals. And
we're naming some names. Let's tell people what happened to Nick Brooks. Didn't he go on to play at Iowa? Right. Or did he go to which one kid from that area went to Iowa?
Well, he ended up
Indiana State?
You're thinking of the kid from Marshall.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Tyson Schnicker went to Indiana State.
Yeah.
Nick Brooks went to Butler, but they both ended up at Southern Indiana.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, I mean, some pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good company to start out with.
Yeah, it was. It was really neat coaching those kids.
So now, do those boys remember you as their 7th grade coach at all, or do they think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because whenever I got on at T-Town, it just so happened when they got into high school, we became pretty big rivals. Yeah. And we had some really good battles with Robinson in 01 and 02 and 03.
In the postseason.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was one of those. They beat us in the sectional championship at Newton in 02. Robinson did, and they went to state that year.
Yeah. They were very good.
Oh, yeah. They were really good.
They were very, very good.
Gus Gillespie was coaching them at the time.
I forgot about Gus being there. I see. That's the thing, Robinson. That was before, that was well before Myers-Leonard. Not that long before Myers-Leonard's team.
Not a whole lot, but
Ben Jones and all those kids.
Yeah, those guys came along later. Whew. But
T-Town was still playing them then, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, we were. But I had ties with those guys also, like with Schnicker, because he ran track. Well, I coached track at Teutopolis for 10 years.
Yeah.
And what year would it have been?
I'll tell you what, hold on. Let's think about it.
Okay.
Think about that. I got to take a break.
Sure.
Talking here to Andy Fehrenbacher, we could talk all day. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. We'll be back right after these. Stick around.
Yeah, I got an interesting story.
It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
So many of our county residents have treatment or surgeries done at larger hospitals. What they don't always realize is that they have a choice to select where they can have physical therapy or any number of post-operative treatments and follow-ups. Clay County Hospital is your choice. Talk with your specialist, surgeon, or primary care provider and let them know that you want to stay close to family, friends, and most importantly, home.
Clay County Hospital, your #1 choice in healthcare.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, talking today here to Andy Fehrenbacher. He is the head coach at Salem, and we'll talk Salem basketball here in a few minutes. All right, you were telling me about your coaching track against the Schnittiker kid.
Yeah, and just so happened he was a great 800 runner, and I had a couple really good middle distance runners at that time as well. And his sophomore year, which would have been 01, our 4x8 and Robinson's 4x8 went back and forth, and we beat them early in the season at Olney at an invitational. They beat us at their place.
You all went to Charleston anyway later on for the end of the
yeah. Right. The sectional, at track, you just have a sectional, and then the top two qualify for state. We beat them at the sectional that year at Newton. And then they beat us by 0.3 of a second to win the state championship. We got runner-up. And my anchor leg, this is no lie, he had 3 broken bones in his foot, ran a 155 split.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Who was that?
His name is Jeff Fairday. He went to Edwardsville to run, but my goodness. And I told him it was up to him, and he wanted to run. I mean, and it was okay with his parents. And he knew. He knew, and we tried to tape it up and stabilize it the best we could, but he was
stress fracture?
Basically.
Wow.
Yeah, but a couple of those small little bitty bones in the foot, so every time he stepped to push off, it was just immense pain. And, I mean, he was in tears after the race, but my goodness, when you have a kid gutted out like that, that's, a lot of respect.
Well, of course he was in tears. Not only is he in pain, he just lost by 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, and they were 800.3 and we were 800.6. That was at the time only about 5 seconds off the state record.
Well, yeah, 8 minutes.
You're basically
800 is amazing.
Yeah, 4 kids averaging right at 2 minutes or just under 2. So
see, the guys who run the 400 and the 800 just amaze.
Those are gutty races.
Those are the kids. Those are the kids whose hearts are in the middle of exploding. It's just outstanding. All right, so you're coaching track, teaching history at T-Town. How'd you get drawn into basketball? The hive of pressure of T-Town.
I met Coach Crawford, immediately whenever I started teaching there, and we hit it off. He's a Southern Illinois guy. He's from Ridgeway, Gallatin County.
Played for Bob Dallas, didn't he?
He did. He played for Bob Dallas, and was on some good teams, and has.
He went there before they won state, didn't he?
That's correct. Yeah, he was there in the late '60s.
Okay,
and they won a couple years years. But he has some buddies. He has some buddies that were on that team. That was right in between the two Lawrenceville teams.
Right. He had a Greg Sterick or whatever his name was. Was probably the guy on that.
Yeah. He was. I'm trying to remember. Was he the 6'10" guy?
No, he wasn't the big. I'm not sure.
They had a big 6'10", 6'11" guy. I think went to Kansas State and played or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting back to T-Town though, Coach Crawford and I hit it off, and I went to all the games. To finish that 97, 98 season out. But then I told him, hey, I'm very interested in getting on staff.
You're getting married this time, though. Are you already married yet? Or?
No, we got married. My wife and I, we met at Eastern.
Okay.
And
who's your wife?
Her name's Missy. She's actually from Dunlap, which is up in the Peoria area. So she's not from down here, but she went to school at Eastern, as I said, and we met. And I student taught at Robinson in the fall. She student taught at Robinson in the spring.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, it was. And we got married that summer of '98. And I was. After that first semester, I got hired back for the next year.
Right. And Ken Crawford said you offered to help.
Yeah, and there was an opening for fresh soft, so I said, yeah, absolutely, I'll do anything. I just want to get in. I don't. You tell me whatever I have to do, and I'll do it. And so I got in. My wife taught at Neoga that first year, and then was able to get on at Effingham at Effingham Junior High for the remainder of the time we were up in that area, which was nice. Because Teutopolis is only 3 miles from Effingham. It's basically connected. But anyways, no, I got in the basketball program, and I was, as I said before, I was just a sponge. I just tried to soak in as much as I possibly could.
When we're talking about Ken Crawford, his career at Teutopolis was
amazing.
Amazing. All right, I do have it here, by the way. 26 years, 612 wins, and 150 losses. I'll bet you those losses ate him up. Or did he let them go?
No, they ate him up.
Did they really?
Yeah. And I'm the same way. I'm one of those. You have losses in your career, and they continually go through your mind, and it just eats at you, and you're not getting away from it. I mean, you let it go, but it's still there, and you think about it, and it's almost like you remember those hard losses sometimes more so than the wins, and it's tough.
I bet it is. It is tough. I can tell you stories, but I'm not going to. I don't want to. Yeah, you could too. You could. 4 super sectionals in a row. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to bring that up again.
No, it's a great accomplishment on the one hand,
something to be proud
bittersweet
of.
on the other. So.
That's right. Okay, so. You coached JV then for Coach Crawford for quite some time too, right?
Yeah, I coached fresh soft for 2 years, and at the time, at Teutopolis, we only had the one gym, so we had to go fresh soft practices before school. So, and this was before my wife and I had kids. I would go to practice at 6:15 in the morning.
You'd be gone all day. At practice after the game.
Yeah, after school, then I would be at JV varsity practice as well. I'd go out and scout that night if need be. I'd go to all the JV varsity games, along with the fresh soft games. I was running every night. In fact, there was a few times that Coach Crawford basically told me, "You need to go home." He said, "You're spending too much time in the gym."
Well, see, that's good. He was looking out for you.
I tell you what, Coach Crawford was awesome. I mean, one of my best friends in the world, and I think people always kind of thought of him as this really gruff, rigid, mean guy and everything. And he maybe
that's looking from the side. That's what he puts off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, but I tell you what, he's as caring and I mean, he cared for his players, for the coaching staff. Just a great person all around, and a fabulous mentor for me to have. I mean, I wouldn't take anybody else, and the stuff I learned from him on and off the floor about the game, just about in teaching, education, you name it. I mean, I just learned all kinds of things from him.
Talking here to Andy Fehrenbacher. He's the head coach over at Salem. We're going to get to Salem here in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Andy and I will be right back.
I can get into.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here in Flora. My guest today is Salem head basketball coach Andy Fehrenbacher, and we're going to get into Salem in a minute. But we want to finish up with T-Town. So he got you in to coaching JV. How'd that go for you? Must have gone pretty well because you got the varsity gig after that.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate to have some really good JV players, and we had a couple of undefeated seasons on the JV level. We took JV very seriously. I know some schools kind of look at it as we'll just throw some sophomores out there, but our philosophy was we're going to play. If you're a junior and you're not starting varsity, you're playing JV, and you're going to get some time. Yeah. And we put a lot of emphasis on that. And we had players through the years that weren't quite ready for that varsity level as a junior, so they played JV pretty much all year and had a nice year, and then they came in and was just great for us as varsity players.
That's the thing, and it was kind of like this with, as I recall, with Coach Crawford, and it's kind of been, in my experience, watching your teams, you'll bring in 5 at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how the kids practice, I presume, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, we, like I said, had some great JV teams. Was real fortunate to help with those kids, bring them along, and did that for 7 years. And was with Coach Crawford in his last game. It was actually the third place game up at Peoria. We beat Farmington.
Yeah.
And to get third in 07.
What made him decide to retire? Retiring?
He just told me he just knew it was time, and he just kind of one of those things that I think you do something long enough, you just know when it's time to walk away. He has 3 kids. He had a son that graduated in 04, and then he had twins, a boy and a girl, that graduated in 06. So
they were done.
Yeah, his daughter was a cheerleader. The twins, daughter was a cheerleader. Son was a really nice player for us on the 06 team that we got beat in the quarterfinals by Seneca that year. But then that next year we had a lot of good players coming back, and Coach Crawford knew that, so he hung on for that last year. We got to Peoria those back-to-back years, and then he retired.
Okay, so then you get the varsity gig.
You're right,
and you had a pretty nice little career up there at T-Town.
8 years as head coach.
8 years as head coach. 200 wins, 44 losses. Mm-hmm. Pretty solid career. Tell me, I got to know, what was the wildest crowd game that you think you coached at T-Town?
Oh, wow.
And I'm guessing, the only reason I asked the question is because I'm guessing it's the Myers-Leonard game, but I don't know.
Even
though that was a loss.
It was, but that game, we had beat them.
Here in Flora.
No, actually, that was at Effingham St. Anthony.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It was the Lawrenceville game was here. The Lawrenceville sectional championship was here in Flora, right?
Yeah, and that was after I was gone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was that next. That was that next year after I was out of T-Town.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's all right.
But the Leonard game. Tell me about that Leonard game.
Well, the Leonard game, we had played them early in the season at the Capital Classic.
Yeah.
And we beat them to win the tournament that year. But they had a great season, and of course Myers. I mean, he was just amazing, just an unbelievable player. I knew people in the area were saying, he's not going to make it at Illinois, and he can't play. And I thought, you're crazy, because this kid is he's being 7 foot, but he was put together. I mean, he wasn't like he was skinny or a little overweight or kind of awkward, he was a stud and put together and chiseled and strong and could run, and I thought, heck yes, he's gonna do real well at Illinois. I knew he wasn't going to stay there. I knew it was going to be a 2 years, maybe a one and done. And I knew he was going to go to the league because he was that good. Yeah. I mean, you could just tell. But that game was at St. Anthony, the sectional championship, and we actually had them down 3 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they went perfect from the field in the fourth quarter. Didn't miss a shot.
And that,
didn't have a turnover, didn't miss a shot, didn't miss a free throw.
That makes it tough to keep a lead.
It's kind of hard when you're playing against.
That was the closest game they had along the way, probably to the championship, wasn't it?
Well, they actually they had their first game at Peoria was a close game, if I remember right, with Manuel, I believe.
That's right.
So, anyways, they had some. Well, they played an undefeated Decatur St. Teresa team in the Super, but they went up and got after them pretty.
Who's best player you ever played against? Or coached against?
Coached against, was
it Myers?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with that, just simply because of what he's done and what he's continued to do. The best player I've seen play live, though, I saw Andre Iguodala play.
For Springfield?
Yeah, for Lanphier, and he was unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I just how he carried himself, and he's such a smart guy. But the thing that got me with him, and it was up at Peoria, I watched him play, but everyone knew he could get his points whenever he needed to. He could get whatever bucket they needed, but he was so good at getting the rest of his teammates involved.
He still is.
Yeah, and set up guys and everything. And what he has done in the NBA, that's what I saw out of him in high school.
Well, that's the thing. And you wonder how Golden State has done it, because they found that kind of guy in Iggy. And basically, Draymond is the same type of player. Yeah. He does not selfish,
right,
and gets the ball to all these teammates, and then they have there's no wonder they're so good.
Yeah, and Iguodala just saw the floor so well. He just, like I said, he just such a smart guy, and I mean, I knew he was smart in the classroom, but also, I mean, on the floor, he just could read things, and it just came so natural to him.
let's I tell you what, let's do. We'll take a short break, then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Salem squad, the successes you've had at Salem, because you're moving in the right direction at the Wildcats. Working at it.
Yep.
And we'll be right back here in just a minute. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey on Wabash Catch TV. Back right after this.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Morning, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. The guest today is Andy Fehrenbacher. And before we get into the Salem squad, I want to talk a little bit about the differences of expectations at T-Town versus Salem. T-Town has their career, their overall is they've won 72% of their games, whereas Salem, they've won 46% of their games. Well, expectations, you're trying to build them up a little bit at Salem, aren't you?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think all the coaches in the respected sports at Salem, we're all trying to do that. I think the big difference, though, is Teutopolis does have a great tradition, not only in basketball, girls basketball, baseball has been very successful, really a lot of their sports. There's still a sense of pretty strong pride there, and those kids, there was never an issue of kids giving effort and working hard. They always did that.
And the sense of pride is at Salem as well. But it's just not, they haven't had the success to build it up, right?
Right. And, it seemed like at Teutopolis you had it's a much smaller enrollment. You had a lot of kids involved at Teutopolis in a lot of different sports and things and stuff. At Salem, it's a like a lot of bigger schools.
More things for the kids to do.
There's some other, and we have a lot of students who aren't involved in anything with our school, and that's sad. I mean, you want to get kids involved, and the more they're involved, they back each other and have a kind of a sense of school pride and town pride and all that. Well, when you have kids who aren't into anything, you don't get that.
I see. So that's another thing.
Yeah,
that you strive for.
It is, absolutely, and it's a bringing of a togetherness, and Teutopolis, they have that, and it's that sense of a small school, and with the success, that's certainly helped. I mean, I could see there was plenty of times when I was coaching there that we would go into games and the opposing team would have some better players, overall talent or athleticism, but our tradition would win us games.
I'll be darned. Let's talk about Salem.
Absolutely.
Last year you won the conference.
We did.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Outstanding. Well done. It'd been a while, hadn't it?
It had been, but we had a fantastic group of kids. We had a group of 8 seniors that really put in a lot of time. We're just, when I started, those kids were sophomores, and they were just bound and determined to get a winning record and to get things going in the right direction. And like I said, they worked tirelessly. I mean, a lot of hours in the gym, and so they set a great example. But
you got 18 wins last season.
We did.
Was 20 a goal?
To me, it's always a goal.
Yeah.
And now, granted, my first year at Salem, we had it was a hard year. It was
struggle.
It was a hard year. The hardest thing about that year is when I was hired in May. We started our team workouts in mid-June. We had a terrible car accident that we lost our point guard.
Yeah, that affects everybody.
And Rowdy Hensley was a terrific kid. I was just starting to get to know him. I knew a lot of the players had a lot of respect for him. And, he was going to be our starting point guard. And Riley Martin was a good athlete that played. He was a quarterback of the football team at the time and a great pitcher on the baseball team. He played basketball as well. He was in that car and was injured badly enough that he could not play basketball his senior year. So the 2 kids, and they had struggled the year before, didn't win very many games. There had been a little bit of turnover in coaches, but there really wasn't any stability. And then
that's tough.
And then that happens, and all of a sudden, you're thinking I have 2 senior starters back. You don't.
Yeah.
And we only have one senior that year, and Adam Bunnell, who hadn't played his sophomore and junior year, was coming back to play his senior year. We had Brendan Bowles and Cole Stewart and some guys that were, they were coming off a sophomore year, and Brendan was in the car in that accident, and mentally it really had big impact on him. It was just a hard year.
So, you've been able to move through that to the conference championship. Who's coming back?
Well, the thing was, from that year we only won 6 games, but then the next year we won 12.
Right.
We had Brendan and Cole and those boys back. Chris Watkins, Connor Brooks. We had those were our seniors that next year, and we won 12 games. And that was our last year in the Apollo. Last year we moved to the Cahokia, which has been great for Salem High School. I think it's not only for our school but for our town.
Yeah.
The road trips now are much closer. When you're going to Clinton County playing Carlisle and Bree Central, not saying that those are easy teams, because they're not at all. Well coached, great players, but it's different only going 25, 30 miles as opposed to going 75 miles or more to Mount Zion and Taylorville and those places.
Yeah.
So it was great getting in the Cahokia Conference. There was a lot more familiar folks and faces and stuff that was able to see there. I think it was like a fresh start, a new beginning for us.
So you won 6, then you won 12, then you won 18.
Won 18.
So we're getting 24 this year.
Hey, that's the plan. There we go. But last year was great. We won the conference. We got 3rd at the Capital Classic. One thing I saw last year at the beginning of the year, Mount Carmel beat us by 1. So we finished 2-1 on our side of the pool play. So we played for 3rd, and we ended up beating Fairfield to get 3rd. what I loved most about it was our seniors were upset for the fact
that they were playing for third.
Yeah, they were upset that we won third. I said, that's great. And they said, Coach, we should have been in that championship game. And I said, we're getting it.
That's exactly
We got guys
right.
that are starting to understand.
That's exactly right.
That's the type of attitude you have to have. Don't settle. Don't think this is good enough. Keep pushing. Keep setting your goals higher and higher.
I'm going to run out of time unless you start telling me players.
I know. So players that we have coming back, we got to the regional championship last year. Played Centralia, played our hearts out. Got within 3 in the fourth quarter.
Was really good.
Oh yeah, they were nails, and they ended up beating us by about 10. But I was super proud of my guys last year.
Wonderful.
Guys we have coming back: Jacob Harness, Eric Brubaker were very instrumental on our football team this year. Those are 2 guys back that are,
and they're winners. That's the thing.
They are.
They're winners in football and baseball both. And they're outstanding players.
Absolutely. Brett Whitney ended up being our best defensive player last year. Started the second half of the season for us. Just blue-collar, hard-working kid. We love having him, and he's going to have a fantastic year. I know he will. Isaac Hayes is going to be an off-guard for us that shoots the ball pretty well. He'll does a lot of great things. He had a great JV season last year.
Oh, really?
He did.
He had a great JV team.
Yeah, well, our JV was 13-3, coached by Greg Bass, who's just an awesome assistant coach. He's from Iuka, played for Salem. Just tireless worker, does everything for our program. But and then Levi Hayes is a senior that we have coming back out this year. Had a back issue and didn't play last year, but now he's back out. So those are our seniors. And then juniors, we have Kate Alberson and Leighton Ware. That those 2 played a lot of JV minutes last year. That those guys are going to help out.
Leighton was tough on the football field.
Yeah, he was a defensive back. Not necessarily a real big kid, but pretty quick, good hands. He defends well on the basketball floor. So we're gonna rely on him a lot. And Alberson is a kid that he jumps well. He's pretty long, athletic, and rebounds real well. So he's about 6'2", can help us a little bit in the post. We got some sophomores, Trent Bowles, who his older brother was Brendan, who I mentioned. His dad, John Bowles, is our principal, who had coached at Salem for 10 years. Trent's a big kid. Yeah, he's 6'4" and solid, and was an end on our football team. He's going to be an impact player, I think, for us. Haddon Liebarger's another sophomore guard. Quentin Purcell was a defensive back for us. So, those are 10 players right there that are all going to get a lot of playing time. I don't know who our starters are going to be. That's not.
Well, you're 2 weeks away.
Yeah, that we got a lot of questions in the air, but they're going to get answered here pretty quick.
What's game 1?
We have Olney right out of the gate, and they're really good.
Olney's always tough.
Coach Flanagan's awesome.
About Coach Flanagan.
I know he does.
What are you doing playing Olney first?
Well, hey, that's.
You're the Capital Classic.
That's right.
Who's on your side of the Classic?
You don't
have Fairfield this year, I don't think.
No, they are. They moved,
are they this year?
Moved over to the Lawrenceville
they're going to be
side.
pretty good this year too.
Yes, they will. So it's Olney, Fairfield, Lawrenceville, and ourselves. And,
so an old NEC matchup over there.
Absolutely. There's 6 of the old NEC in that tournament right now.
Need to bring Carmi and Flora back.
Well, I guess I'm representing Flora.
There you go. All right, before I let you go, tell me who's going to be good in the Cahokia. Are you guaranteeing repeat? Let's go. He just guaranteed it. He didn't say no.
Hey, why not? Why not? That's the coaching staff. They're competitive that I have. We have a great group. I got to mention them real fast. As I said, Greg Bass, but Josh Lush, Jeffrey Tolliver, and Corey Pruden, all Salem guys, want to see our program do well. But as far as our conference, Bree Central is going to be strong.
They're always tough.
Yeah, they got a great program.
They're especially non-conference. They play Breeze Modern Day for crying out loud.
Stan Eagleson, only guy. He coached them, did very well, and then Jeremy Schubert, who coaches them now, was under Stan for a number of years. Jeremy and I are great friends. He's a fabulous coach. Always has his kids prepared. So they're going to be strong. Columbia's going to have a good team again. They lost the Holmes kid, who a football player at Illinois.
Yeah. Outstanding player.
Oh, yeah, but Columbia has 2 6'7", 6'8" kids back.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah. They have some size. Freeburg's with Coach Lauer, from South Central. He does fantastic job coaching and preparing. Freeburg's kind of a nice team. Carlisle, Andy Palmer's been there for a long time. They got tradition. And then Trenton Westland, Brent Brady. You know, he was on that 90 team that we played.
The champs, yeah. There are no chumps in this league.
His son is a senior, heck of a shooter. Our Coca Conference is a good.
That's a loaded conference.
It is.
Well, I got to tell you, Andy, I appreciate you coming on here and outstanding. Best of luck this year. Okay?
Thanks. Anytime. I appreciate it, Bruce. Had a lot of fun.
I'm glad you did it. Well, look, come back anytime. You've been watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thanks so much. We'll talk to y'all again real soon. Have a great day.